Niall Huggins, how's he getting on? Obviously had a little bit of a groin issue with time how's he doing?
Yes, he recovered well because he was on the pitch this morning.
Cool.
Yeah.
So he trained this morning?
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I'll ask you a bit about Treorgan's series as well. Where do you think his development is best served? Obviously, the player you worked with in pre-season has been doing very well for the under-21s.
Yes, a good young player, trained often with us, even in Portugal. Now the pathway is probably a bit different if we compare with the championship, because we know that the competition in this position will be really important. So for him, we'll have two options. He can stay in Sunderland and with the ability to train with the first squad, which is positive, or we can find a solution to find game time at a better level. So we'll decide in 3 days.
Is that a similar situation with Harrison Jones as well?
Yeah, pretty the same. Yeah.
Cool. Sunderland linked with another goalkeeper this afternoon. Is that a position you've sort of settled on now? That seemed a bit of an unlikely thing.
Yeah, we are happy with our 4 goalkeepers right now.
Just when we talk about transfers, Regis, you said it was last week that in terms of the defence, which we kind of know is one of the priority positions, I think we all know who Sunderland are trying to sign, and if you weren't able to maybe do that, maybe you wouldn't do anything else. We think we know that you're also trying at the other end of the pitch. Are you at the point as well there where there is a clear target? If that doesn't happen, you'll walk away and that will be the end of it for the window? Or are you still juggling multiple options at that end of the pitch?
Yeah, it's often like that because we are not alone in this market. Yeah. It's really, I don't know if you know the background of this market, but it's really, yeah, it's sometimes a bit crazy, and the players, good players especially, can have many options, and it's not easy to find the right way, the right option, and to make the right decision. So it's always a balance and tough situation, but at the same time we remain really positive because so far the work was really good, and if we can add something, we try. If it's not possible, let's go for like this.
When we talk about the defence, Jensen is there's been interest, or there's certainly been reported interest from Holland about Jensen for a potential loan deal. It's in some ways a difficult decision for you because you probably benefit from playing week in, week out, but also defence is an area we know you've had injury problems, you're trying to bring someone in. Will a decision on Jensen be left late, and will it be at least a little bit dependent on whether you get a defender in?
Yeah, we are really well connected with Jensen because we believe that he's a good player, can become really strong, and at the same time will still a management of 2 main ideas: the progression of the club, and I think it's the first idea, and the progression of the player, and the progression of the player is connected with the progression of the club.
Yeah.
So if we can find the right balance, it's better. So if he can have game time here and to help the Sunderland, we'll make the decision to keep him.
Yeah.
If we believe that the numbers will be too high for the squad and for him, at that minute we'll make the decision to let him on loan.
We saw obviously this week the new deal for Chris, which is obviously fantastic news, really positive. We know that the Dan Neil contract kind of situation's been there in the background. We've talked about it already this summer. Has there been any progress there, and would there be any worries for the club at all if nothing did get done and you potentially go into a scenario in January where Dan could talk to other clubs?
Yeah, it's the normal life of a player on a club. It's always a shared decision at the end. So if we can't find a solution and he stays, as a manager I will be happy because he's a good player, good person, really well connected with the project, and if at the end of the season he has to leave, he will leave. And if we can find a solution.
And I know you're not involved in those talks, but do you think there is chance of progress there?
Yeah, I'm still optimistic. Yeah.
And Brentford, as we say at the weekend, you know, we've talked about the fans and the home form and all of that. You know, it's a bit of a cliche, but newly promoted clubs often, their home form is absolutely massive in determining how they will fare this season. I know we've only had 2 games, but the way that the Stadium of Light was for the West Ham game, it already kind of feels like that you know, that how Sunderland perform here at the Stadium of Light is going to be absolutely massive to determine how they do.
Yeah, I agree. And I think this first game at home, we created a connection between even new players and our fans, which is really positive. And it wasn't easy and to create this level, this output from a collective perspective so early. And so I was really happy with the performance, but as well with the connection with our fans. So it's always a reset, I repeat, because it was again West Ham with a specific problem. We'll have a new problem, and every new experiences will test our level of competence. And probably against Brentford, we'll have to manage different challenges, and we'll see if we are able to solve problems or not.
Thank you.
Oh, geez. After the playoff final at Wembley, you did numerous interviews, and you were asked at the time, can Sunderland survive in the Premier League? And you gave a very honest answer. You said, I don't know. You've since then you brought in 12 players, whatever, and if you were asked exactly the same question, what would your answer be?
Yeah, I'm really positive. Because one of the main challenge when you got promoted like that is to strengthen the squad, and it's not an easy task because the investment, the way you work together to recruit so many new players is a massive challenge, and I think so far we are really good. So I'm thinking about the owner, the sporting direction, the recruitment structure, and everyone who was involved in that process. And so I think it's really impressive. After that, obviously you have to face new challenges and to put into practice the quality of the squad, and it's a process. So at the minute I'm happy. After that, we'll see throughout the season.
And if on that day you'd been told the club would be spending upwards of 150 million, you'd have brought in 12 quality footballers, including Granit Xhaka, what would you have said? Would you have believed that?
I don't know. It's a good question. It's tough. I'm happy. I repeat, I'm happy with the process, the energy of the club, the ambition, the desire to seize this opportunity. We know that to grow as a club in this league, it's a tough challenge. It's not linear, so we don't know what will happen in the future. But right now, at the minute, we can feel that we are well organized and ambitious.
Just going back on Granit Xhaka, you said after the West Ham game that within minutes in the dressing room, he was speaking to his teammates, telling them to be humble, etc. Did you have a message after the Burnley game, and how influential has he been this week following your first defeat?
I think the main point this week was the way we assessed our game without being complacent, and I think it's really important. We made mistakes, and we want to learn from these mistakes. We could say, oh, it was just a bad performance, we were not efficient enough, we were not clinical, and that's it. Or we can go deeply, what it was the case this week. And Granit, for example, was really tough with the squad, but with him as well, to say we have to improve this point if we want to go further, and was the case. So for me, the process is this one, and if we can maintain this mindset, I know we'll show our improvements.
Thank you.
Just one on Chris, Rick. What's your plan look like for him after signing that new contract? What sort of conversations have you had with him?
Still the same. I think he's really young, but at the same time experienced. After one full season in the championship last season. So obviously he has to step up like the club, like his teammates, to face this new challenge. But many good qualities, really strong mindset, really strong character. So he's a good example. He set the tone for everyone from this perspective. And after that, he's part of the squad, and he'll have his opportunities.
He's done that like throughout his Sunderland career, hasn't he? I mean, broke in the first team at 15 years old. He was playing for the under-21s, way younger than than his peers. Same with the first team. Does he continue to surprise you?
Yeah, it's really the case. I think the main point with him is the way he trains every day. He's a warrior, so you can't play against him just in a comfortable position. It's impossible. So I think it represents the way we want to train and our ambition.
He sort of epitomises, Sunderland and North East. Have you come across many players like him throughout your career as a coach?
With this level and intensity, I think it's rare. So it's really positive, yeah.
Hi coach, I'm here from a Swiss newspaper, so I need to ask you another question about Granit Xhaka. How, in general, how has he settled in at Sunderland and in your way of playing football?
I think he's really positive so far, and for a manager, it's a real pleasure to coach a player at that level, because you could expect someone who can discuss every choices because of his experience, his background, and it wasn't the case at all. So every day he sets the right example, the right intensity during training session. He wants to understand how we will play, and he helps to solve problems from the different games we had before. So he's really well connected, and it's a massive pleasure, I repeat, to work with this kind of player.
Is there anything that has surprised you about him, working with him?
Probably his mindset. Yeah. So it was. I expected a strong mindset, but at that level, I'm really happy.